you could tell that Pacino story if you want, real quick.
Yeah, the marvelous actor Al Pacino and we started out together in New York on the New York stage. We shared some acting awards together. In a funny anecdote, I met him, the only time I ever met Al Pacino actually, was at an audition at the New York Shakespeare Festival downtown on 8th Street for Richard III, and we both auditioned for it. I had just won the Obie Award, the Drama Desk Award, the Clarence Derwin Award, and the Theatre World Award for No Place to Be Somebody. The play won the Pulitzer Prize as the best for drama, that 69, 70. And he had won the Tony Award for being on Broadway in Does a Tiger Wear a Necktie? And a marvelous actor. I saw him in the play. He was absolutely electric on stage. Well, we went, anyone who knows anything about show business knows that when you go to an audition, you often run into these little sandbox situations where director already has someone he wants for the part, or they have this little clique, this little clientele. Well, they declined both Al Pacino and Ron O'Neal and cast someone that, if I told you the man's name, you would never have heard of him. Okay? Friend of the director, I do believe. And anyway, they told Al Pacino that he was too short in Italian and told me I was too black. I said, I'm too what? And I burst into laughter because one of my problems as an actor was being so light-skinned and straight-haired that I could never get a job in these black plays. I'm the only black actor in the world that was never in Roots or Jean Genet's The Blacks. I was never in either one of them. I'm the actor, really, I guess literally no place to be somebody. But so we walked all the way from Greenwich Village up into the high 70s and 80s and just talked about it. We were both really not very happy about it and said, well, this is show business, the way it happens. You got to keep going, Ron. You got to. Yeah, I said, yeah, you're right, Al. Well, within a year, he was playing Michael Corleone in The Godfather. And within 18 months, 2 years, I was doing Superfly. I made more money in Superfly than he made in The Godfather. He made as much money in The Godfather as I made the whole rest of my life as an actor. One of my favorite performances, as a matter of fact, speaking of other films that I've done along the way, with none of which were as notable or as famous as Superfly, or infamous, if you will, depending on your point of view. One of them was Brothers, produced by a marvelous gentleman called Ed Lewis. Starred Bernie Casey and Vanetta McGee, based loosely on George Jackson and Angela Davis. And I was privileged to play Bernie Casey's cellmate. I thought it was probably the best performance I've ever given on the screen. Well, one of the reasons was that I wrote all my scenes. I didn't have any scenes, I only had 2 lines. So Ed Lewis asked me to write some stuff, and I did. So if you ever see The Brothers, all my dialogue and Bernie's dialogue I wrote. Okay? And it turned out very well. I especially like that film. The only other film that I thought was at all representable of my work was Red Dawn, which I did in Russian and Spanish. And there were some good moments in that, but frankly, I have not been pleased with most of what I've had to do. I have considerable amount of experience, and what they've asked me to do has not demanded that much of me. I have what the actors have charisma. The camera likes me, so I've just had to go in front of the camera and say my lines and not bump into the furniture for the most part. And it's not satisfying. And I watch, I wanted to do Kramer versus Kramer, for instance, about the divorce, the woman walking out leaving the man with the baby. Roles with heart, with substance, where the plot has a density, where there's something happening. Instead, I was either playing some cop chained to a desk, the police captain, or I was Tonto playing second banana to marvelous actor Edward Woodward in The Equalizer, but I was very unhappy on the show because I did what I did fine what they asked me to do, but they didn't ask anything of me. I mean, it's like taking Michael Jordan and and telling him to don't shoot. It's a feeling. It's like that, It's the only way I can describe the feeling. At the same time, to watch your career slowly go down, down, down. I haven't been on the interview in like 3 years, 4 years. A job interview. A couple of black people have called me up to do a video, to do this and do that. My agents don't even know about it. Yeah. They only find out when they get a check. They say, "What's this for?" I haven't been on a job interview maybe 3 or 4 years. And I see parts on television, judges, psychiatrists, Indian chiefs, with some marvelous actors playing them. I'd like to do them. I don't know what's happening, but whatever. There's no appreciation of the black actors from the 70s because we were cut off at the knees. We became persona non grata. I mean, people are afraid of us, afraid it's catching. It's like we have leprosy. Has-beens. Well, it's better than being a never was. But it's like that. And you become not in vogue. And people, they either want something new or fresh. Well, not people, audience. People, writers, people, directors, people, casting. Producers. They don't want to deal with that. It's a curious thing. A lot of it is, don't misunderstand me, it's not like no one's staying up nights to generate any of this that I'm talking about. It's just the way the ball, it's the way if you balance a stick, the stick always falls this way. It keeps falling that way. You say, how can you keep flipping the penny and it keeps coming up tails? Somehow the penny keeps coming up tails, but no one's doing it. But nonetheless, it keeps coming up tails, okay? It's like that. It's a very, and I guess anyone listening to this would say, boy, this guy's really, it's like, I feel like I'm talking to a shrink and the guy, like someone's nodding their head saying, yes, I understand. Well, if you think you understand, walk in my moccasins for about 25 years and then come back and talk to me about it. Okay.